Hey, welcome to the Elvis Workshop. I know touchy subject matter, but I thought it would make for good content in a video, and hopefully I think that the comment section will be great on this video. So that's why I wanted to do this. Today is August the 15th, 2026. It's the last full day of Elvis's life, and he was found dead the next day at Graceland Mansion in Memphis, Tennessee, on the infamous August 16th, 1977. So what I wanted to do today is make this video and just ask the question, where were you on that day? Now, a lot of people are what I call third generation fans. I'm a second generation. I'll explain that in a minute. And so the third generation fans weren't even born during his lifetime, so you don't really have an answer, but you might have a story. You might have a story about your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, your uncle, something like that, friends, something like that. Some kind of family story about that day. So my question to you would be to answer in the comments, what were you doing on the day that Elvis passed? Now, before I get to that, I want to show you something I picked up today. I'm always on the hunt for stuff. I always go out. I hit swap meets. I hit antique stores, all that kind of thing. I love it, love it, love it. It's one of my favorite things to do. And they always say, I used to watch the show American Pickers all the time, Mike and Frank. Mike and Frank would always say, the time to buy something is when you've never seen it before. I found it today, so I bought it. I'm not emotionally attached to it, so I may flip it, but I bought it because I've never seen it before. I wanted it, I grabbed it, and it's here now. What do I have? It's hard to see on the picture, so I'm going to show you some close-ups, but I'm going to hold it up. This is a wine glass, Las Vegas Hilton, and I'll tell you why I think these are a little bit old in a second. These are some nice whiskey glasses. It says Las Vegas Hilton on it. And then there's this. They said the name of it, and I can't remember, so I don't want to sound like a fool and say the wrong thing. But this is why I think it's vintage from early 70s. Look at that smoked bottom. See the black on there? That's a very 70s thing. I did a little research on these to try to find anything that I could find on them, and it says that they are from the early 70s. That's the research that I did. If you can prove me wrong, I'm open to suggestion, because I'm not saying I know this for a fact. But with the smokiness on there, the logo design, it has the H that has the international I on it. This, I do believe, is early 70s, maybe 71, 72, 73, somewhere in that area. So I grabbed this, the two whiskey cups, glasses, and the one wine glass. That's what they had. I grabbed everything that they had. Cool looking stuff, man. If somebody can tell me a little bit more about them, that would be cool. I'm looking for glasses like this with the international logo, because they'll go with my international decanter over there. So if you know anything about those, let me know. But I found that today. I have never seen them before, so I bought them on the spot. Now, back to the video. I have another video coming up. Just a quick tease. I picked up some other stuff. No big, great shakes in the ocean, as my grandmother used to say, but I've got another video already lined up for tomorrow that I think will be good. It doesn't fit here. So let's just say tomorrow. I'll make another one. Anyway, where were you August 16th, 1977? I want to share my story. I have shared this story on the channel before, but I have a lot of new viewers, so this will be new to you. I've lived in Las Vegas for 29 years. Next week it'll be 29 years. And but I'm originally from Michigan. I have a bit of a southern accent. I lived in Houston for about 20 years. And but I'm from Michigan originally, as I said. And the little town, Williamston, Michigan, a little dot on the map right next to Lansing, just outside of Lansing. That's where I'm from originally. And August 16th, 1997, I was at my grandmother's house. My Aunt Claudia, who lived right down the street on the same street, it's on White Street in Williamston, Michigan. My Aunt Claudia lived at the end of the street, last house on the corner, with her husband, Danny. She had horses. Me, my brother, and sister were visiting my grandmother. My Aunt Claudia brings the horse down, and we all get up and sit on the horse and take a picture. I have the original photo right here. This is me, my brother, and sister on the horse next to my grandmother's house. And on the back of it, it says August 1977, and I'll just show you just a closer photo of that. But that's the photo mat that developed the photo. But anyway, this is me on a horse that day, and I remember very distinctly, and this doesn't have much to do with Elvis, I don't think, but I remember that day very distinctly. My pants, if you can see in the photo, my pants are too short. I've got bell-bottom jeans on, and they're too short. I had rubber shoes on, and my shirt was just a little too tight, and I had this long, bushy hair. And I just felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable the whole day. I just felt awkward and uncomfortable. My pants were too short. I was just a little kid. I was 3.5 years old, but I just remember that day. And it had rained recently near my grandmother, or at my grandmother's house. It had rained, and she had a little ditch in the front yard. And I ran through the ditch, not knowing that the ground was still wet, and my feet sunk into the muddy grass. And my feet smelled. I know that sounds really weird, but I remember this like it was yesterday. It's such a strange thing. I remember how my shoes felt because they were rubbery and all that stuff. But anyway, I just have these vivid memories of being on the horse, my shoes, my pants being too short and all this stuff. And it's probably related to Elvis because it's such a striking event that day. Otherwise, I may not have remembered all these things. But I was born in January of 74, so I was 3.5 years old on August 16th, 1977. I did not know who Elvis was. I had never heard of Elvis. I was a little tiny kid, little toddler, whatever it was. I don't know what the cutoff for the word toddler is, but I was just 3.5 years old. Anyway, we're at the house and everybody starts to cry. And I'm a 3.5-year-old kid, so I don't understand what's going on. And somebody said, well, Elvis is dead. Elvis died. And everybody was freaking out. And I said, well, what is an Elvis? I didn't even know it was a person's name. I just remember saying, what's an Elvis? I was a little kid. What's an Elvis? Little did I know. Look at the rest of my life. Anyway, so, and again, at that age, you don't understand what death is. You don't understand the finality of it. You don't understand anything about death at the age of 3.5. I had no clue what death was. No idea. My grandmother had a little tiny, I think it was like a 13-inch black and white TV, little black and white TV, and everybody gathered around the living room and they were watching the coverage of the announcement of his passing. And it struck me so hard because when I saw him, to me, he looked like Superman. He had the black hair and the outfits that he wore. I thought, I don't know who that dude is, but that guy is cool. And again, I'm 3.5, but I just see this guy on the TV and I think, oh my gosh, this dude here is cool. Meanwhile, he just died. And I'm looking at pictures of him thinking, this guy is cool. And I remember a very, very specific image, and it is burned into my head from this day, or that day moving forward. The very last scene, the last shot in the movie Elvis on Tour, where Elvis steps out with the blue suit on. I believe the shot was made in Buffalo, New York. And he raises up the cape like this, and it freezes. And you see Charlie standing there off to the side. And then that's the end of the movie. And that is the just burned into my head image that I have of him. And I've actually got it tattooed on my arm right there. Right above the Epic. I got the Epic logo there. Yeah, right? Sam Thompson was laughing at me last week and said I went off the deep end. I've known Sam for 25 years. He's like, you've gone crazy. You're off the deep end. He's always known I've been who I am. Anyway, so that day, unfortunately for me, I discovered Elvis the day he died. Now, I mentioned earlier, first generation, second generation, third generation fans. The first generation fans are the teeny boppers and, you know, the people that were around when he came onto the national scene in 1956. Of course, he was a little bit more regionally known in 54 and 55, but 56 is when he really hit. To me, those are the first generation fans, the fans that lived through all the movie releases, when the movies were coming out new in the theater and all that stuff. To me, that's the first generation fan. I consider myself the second generation fan. I lived during his lifetime, but I didn't even know it. I was too young to know it. So I technically was alive during his lifetime, but my first memory of him was dying. And so I call myself the second generation of fan. And the third generation fan is anybody that's been after that. If you were born after Elvis died, you will always be in the third generation fan base for me. First generation was with him when he came up. Second generation, too young to know, but lived during his lifetime. Third generation is after Elvis. So I call myself a second generation fan. And so I grew up a little kid knowing who he was, but never having any new experiences about him. Nothing new came out because he had passed away. But I will never forget that day, that young as I was, at my grandmother's house in Williamston, Michigan, on August 16th, 1977, being on my Aunt Claudia's horse and feeling insecure about myself because of my shoes being wet and smelling, my pants are too short and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, bam, this event happens. And everybody's crying, and everybody's upset, and everybody's looking at this little tiny TV, and then I see this image of this dude right here, and I think, who the hell is that? And I thought, wow, that dude's like Superman. So he's affected me from that day moving forward. It's when I was a little kid, I thought, man, one day I'll be able to meet somebody that knew him or played with him, a musician or a friend of his or family member, and just say, what was Elvis like, And all these decades later, getting to know people so well and being such good friends with all these people, like Sam Thompson, I mentioned earlier. I've known Sam. He used to live about 4 miles, maybe 3 or 4 miles from me. We'd see each other every week, literally. Dick Grove, who I knew for 20 years, he was one of the best friends I've ever had. We traveled together. We hung out all together. Stump Monroe, the drummer for the Sweet Inspirations. I knew him for 25 plus years. He just passed away a couple months ago. One of the best friends I ever had. I took him all over the world doing Elvis events. And I met all these people, and so many others. Linda Thompson, all these people that I have met and known through the Elvis connection, that I was just that little kid in Michigan, and I discovered him literally the day he died. And he's made a lasting impact on my life. And a lot of the people that I've met, including a lot of you that are watching this that I personally know, I know you because of the Elvis connection. Had it not been for Elvis, we just wouldn't know each other. We just simply wouldn't know each other. And that's, to me, one of the best things that Elvis has brought to my personal world is not his music, not his catalog of movies, not the pictures, none of that. It's the group of people that are around me that I know and that I have met through him. Henrik from the Memphis Mansion. All these people I literally just would not have known. There's people that live in this city I would have never met, and I've known for decades, like Stump, for instance. And so I cherish that. I love it, and it's meant the world to me. It's actually made me who I am. The whole Elvis thing has made me who I am as a person today. And I never met him. I never saw him in concert. I didn't know about him until literally his last day. And but anyway, short video. I just wanted to ask you, if you're a first, second, or third generation fan, what is your memory of August 16th, 1977? So that's my memory. Tell me in the comments, what was your memory? Let's get some cool stories. I'd love to hear them. And if anybody knows anything about these glasses, please let me know. I have never, ever seen them before. And so I snatched them up. I hope I made a good investment, and I didn't pay ridiculous amounts of money for them, but you buy it when you see it. So I saw it, and I bought it. Okay, what were you doing August 16th, 1977? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear. Thank you. And I'll see you. I'll leave the hound dog who can sleep today. I'll see you on the next video. I got a good one lined up for tomorrow, but let's get some answers here for today. And I'll see you on the next video.